Hey guys, LuckyHD here, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, guys, I became a trader in Loomian Legacy for 1 week, and this is what happened. If you guys do enjoy this video, make sure you go to that like, subscribe, and let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the entire point of this video is to kind of, just get a look at what trading is actually like, and hopefully, inspire some of you guys to even, go in the trader store and start actually trading for yourself, because what I've learned is that trading is, pretty fun, and there's definitely a lot of, I guess, stuff that people don't really know about trading. Obviously, on the PvP side of things, there's a lot of things that traders don't know about PvP, just vice versa, and I think that's what, my main goal with this series is, right? To kind of just show what these type of things are like, actually trading, actually possibly even PvPing, maybe I'll become a PvPer for 1 week. If you guys would like to see that video, hit that like button. But yeah, so, we're going to be going over, obviously, some of the trades that I did in this video, talking about them and all that stuff, so let's get into it. So, one of my friends actually told me that Halloween dust kits were of really, really high demand and value inside of Loomian Legacy currently. So, I remembered that, back, of course, in the 2020 Halloween event, I had an entire box of Halloween dust kits, and as you can see right now, it's looking a little dry, which definitely goes to show how many of these things I actually traded. But yeah, so I stockpiled, an entire box of Halloween dust kits, and I've traded them for a bunch of stuff. Alright, now kicking things off, of course, one of my first trades that I did was a Gamma Harvest Hex for a Gleaming Pyramid, Gleaming Ice Mutagon, and a Gleaming Ferroglyph, okay? So, 3 of those Loomians off the bat, really good. Of course, this was immediately just after the event I started trading. And then, one of my next trades, I actually did 3 Halloween dust kits and a Gleaming Pyramid for a Gleaming Ice Mutagon. Now, something that I will note, and something that can help you guys as well, is, after events are over, right? As soon as an event is over, there's usually a period where everybody who has caught stuff from the event is trading their stuff. They're looking to trade it off and all that stuff, which is usually why, as time goes on, obviously, as people are doing these trades, you see less and less of these Loomians, because people are hoarding them, they're stockpiling them and all that stuff, okay? So, one thing that I'll learn and I'll share with you guys is to definitely, after event, go into the trader store, trade a little bit, you might find a really good deal. And I actually got the Gleaming Pyramid for a Halloween dust kit. I one-on-one them, okay? And you guys, you might say, well, this is unfair because, I'm not a YouTuber and I'm not this. Well, even, a lot of these trades, right? I told people that, just because I'm a YouTuber, you're not really forced to trade this stuff to me, right? And, everybody that was, kind of freaking out, you're like, oh my gosh, Lucky, please trade me, I'll give you a huge W. I declined it because I wanted this to kind of be as fair as I possibly could make it, okay? Just so I can show you guys that you can do this too. Alright, so next I had a Gamma Kyogre just already sitting in my inventory, and a Gleaming Ice Mutagon, Gleaming Ferroglyph, and a Gleaming Pyramid that I got from the trade prior, and I traded it for a Gamma Ice Mutagon. I know, right? So, again, this was right after the event, and the dude basically said that his dream Loomian was a Gleaming Ferroglyph, of course, or Gleaming Pyramid. He said that after the fact, and honestly, I'm really happy with this trade right here. This definitely started the ball and getting the ball rolling for this entire thing. And this technically is a good look at, there are some times where you can get these really lucky trades. Again, this was not influenced by YouTube at all. The dude even followed up on Twitter and actually said that, he wanted this Loomian for a long time, and he doesn't care that if it's an L or not, and, he's just happy with the trade. And in all honesty, at the end of the day, if he's happy with the trade, then, I think that's pretty good right there. I think both of us took a dub. So, the next trade that I did after that was just, kind of trading off some more Halloween dust kits and stuff like that. Trading them, obviously, for some Gleaming Pyramids, just starting to build an inventory. Because something that is very important, obviously, is that if you have one really, really rare Loomian, well then, obviously there's not going to be room for other people to trade for things, Let's say I only have a Gamma Ice Mutagon. Well, that kind of limits a bunch of stuff now, because I'm not going to trade a Gamma Ice Mutagon for a Gamma Dust Kit, right? Versus if I had, a bunch of extra Gleaming Roamings off to the side, I could actually trade for one of those. So if you have a couple extra stuff, don't put all of your focus into one Loomian, obviously. Definitely try to trade off some other things while also trading off that big Loomian. Now, the next trade that I actually did was also, a little bit surprising, and that was trading 2 Halloween Protagons for a Gleaming Ikazane. Now, again, you guys gotta understand that, there are definitely people out there. It's just a matter of fact of finding it. Now, this is definitely gonna be something that's gonna shock you, but I spent probably about, per day, maybe like 2 to 6 hours in the traders who are non-stop looking for deals and all that stuff, There's definitely times where people have, declined my offers, that you're not gonna get an offer every single time and, make a trade. Trading takes time. It takes work, okay? You have to sit there, put in the work, and put in the hours, and you'll eventually get something good. I also did some trades that, I wasn't really too happy with, obviously. I traded 4 Halloween dust kits right here for a Gleaming Gold and a Gleaming Ferroglyph, which admittedly, maybe was a little bit too much on my part. Halloween dust kits, you'd actually be surprised, are, more than you think when it comes to Loomian Legacy, okay? And yeah, just, trading trading some more stuff, I also got a Gleaming Christmas Pro Pay, which Gleaming Christmas Pro Pay was definitely something that I kind of needed if I was going to start trading for some bigger things. And I got a really good deal on this with actually trading 2 Halloween dust kits for it that were, pretty good nature. And the Pro Pay itself was also one of the best natures you could get for it. I think it was like Hyper Sluggish, not, the best, but it was still a really, really good nature. And that's another thing, obviously, I want to talk about is natures. Natures are really important when it comes to trading, and you definitely need to know whether you're getting a win or not, which is why I recommend, join some trading servers, okay? Join some trading servers, join some value servers, just to actually get a good idea of what you're trading. Ask around, the community for some help. Ask, if it's a dub or an L. Literally just asking, just in general, it will help so much. Now, obviously, whenever you're doing, some of these trades, you're definitely going to want to go inside of the Loomian Legacy servers and all that stuff and post your trade ads there. Obviously, that gets it out to more people, and at the same time, you can still stay in Resort and advertise your stuff there. Alright, now this next trade is going to be controversial, unfortunately, right? So, if you guys remember, Poke gave me a Gamma Green Cosmere for my birthday, right? Now, Gamma Cosmere was something, I just wanted to encounter in the first place. I wasn't really planning on using it or anything, I just wanted to at least kind of have one, right? And Poke, kind of stepped in and gave me his, right? And, I eventually told him, I'm like, Poke, I'm really not using this Gamma Cosmere, I don't want it, though, to kind of sit in my box for nothing, because I feel like that's just disrespectful. Imagine, somebody gives you a watch for your birthday, right? And you just don't use it, right? You just never wear it, you never use it at all. And, I thought, I might as well just get some actual value out of this, and, unfortunately trade it off. And this is definitely gonna, kind of be a learning thing for you guys as well, to kind of start to let go of some things, right? If you want to, of course, trade things, and you have some rare Loomians already in your inventory, again, if you want to trade for these big Loomians, you're gonna unfortunately need to sacrifice some things. So yeah, I actually traded the Gamma Green Cosmere for a Gleaming Halloween Purple Pure Nimble Ikazane. Poke said that he was fine with the trade, he was fine with me trading off and said that I could do it, so before you guys get upset at me in the comments, he was okay with it, okay? So, now moving on to the next, kind of really big trade that I did. Oh boy, this one was, again, kind of interesting because I was communicating back and forth with this person on Discord because they basically wanted a Gamma Christmas Pro Pay and a Gamma Christmas Mutagon for a Gleaming Halloween Shachi. And obviously, there's a Gleaming Halloween Shachi behind me, so I think you can already see where this is starting to go. However, it didn't come, obviously, without a bunch of stress, okay? Trading is not easy, alright? Trading is definitely not easy. And one of the first trades, obviously, that I did was trading off that Gamma Pure Nimble Mutagon for a Gamma Pure Foolish Christmas Pro Pay, a Gleaming Green Halloween Akazane, a Gleaming Halloween Pure Nimble Protagon, and a Gamma Mutagon. Now note that the Gamma Mutagon was actually not originally part of the trade, and I got him to add it, which brings me to my next thing, and that is to obviously, get people to add more stuff for your Loomians. If you are not happy with the trade, and you think that you're taking an L, definitely get people to add. I already thought that I was taking a win off of this trade, but even then, I still asked, would you be open to adding? And again, that just brings an entirely new thing to the trade and gets you some more value. Obviously, if they say no, well then they say no. But on the off chance that they do say yes, well there you go. Now you have an extra Gamma Mutagon, Gleaming Roaming, or whatever. Alright, now coming up on the last couple of trades, and obviously don't click off yet because we still have a couple things to obviously talk about with value and all that stuff, explaining how value works. I traded back for a Gamma Ice Mutagon. Now, Lucky, why on earth would you trade back for a Gamma Ice Mutagon? Well, to begin with right here, this trade was actually, in my opinion, worth it. I obviously traded my original Gamma Ice Mutagon for a around 25 GR win, and then I ended up trading all this back for a Brawny Tender Gamma Ice Mutagon. Why? Well, that was because the person that actually had a Gleaming Halloween Shachi at the time said that they wanted a Gamma Ice Mutagon and 10 GR in ads. I would unfortunately learn that this would not really be the case, okay? So, I ended up trading, obviously, back for this Gamma Ice Mutagon because the person said that they wanted the Gamma Ice Mutagon, and then the final kind of trade that I did, at least, for the big thing, right? Obviously, there were some small trades after that, and I'm gonna get into those. I traded the Gleaming Halloween Pure Nimble Protagon, Gleaming Halloween Green, Gleaming Halloween Purple Pure Nimble, and the Gamma Ice Mutagon for the Gleaming Halloween Shachi. Now, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, this was an L. And honestly, I am perfectly fine with that. You want to know why? Because in my opinion, as long as you're happy with the trade, and as long as both people are happy with the trade, that is a win right there, okay? And I'm happy with this trade, okay? No matter if I gave, whatever, however much GR in overpay, I still am really happy with this. Because this Shachi right here, number one, is down in size. One of my favorite attributes, obviously, of Loomians. Also, Ominous OT, star code Ominous right here. I never even knew Ominous Nebula found a Gleaming Halloween Chachi, but apparently I own it now. And also, received from a developer. Now, right here, if you guys remember, this was part of the infamous dupe back in 2019, whenever Gleaming Halloween Chachis were duped, and people accidentally, or not accidentally, were told to delete them, right? And they weren't really meant to actually do that, and the developers compensated for this by giving them back their Gleaming Halloween Chachis. And Ominous, actually, I'm pretty sure, traded for one of these, and, you know, got it, again, compensated and all that stuff. So now I own one of 5 received from developer Gleaming Halloween Chachis. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna keep this Gleaming Halloween Chachi for now, but I did end up doing some other trades because I still had some stuff left over. Obviously, still had some Halloween Duskets left over, so I started trading those off for a couple things. Also traded some Gammas and stuff like that for some Gamma Fossils and all that. There was a trade that I actually did where I got a Gamma Joltooth, and I traded a Halloween Dusket for that. Unfortunately, I do not have the picture for that, so I will instead scroll all the way up to my trading box. Where is it? Right here it is, and I traded, obviously, for this right here. Pure Foolish, not the greatest nature, obviously, but again, you know, I was trading some things, like, obviously, Gammas, you know, some Halloween Duskets and stuff like that for these Loomians, and yeah, I also ended up trading some Halloween Duskets for a Gamma Vesperado, and obviously some Gleaming Pyramids, Gleaming Ferriglows, which I ended up trading for a Gleaming Christmas Propay, which was a pretty good deal, and I actually got that Gamma Vesperado for a Halloween Dusket and a Gamma Metatoad. I know, quite the interesting offer or trade right there. He wanted a Gamma Metatoad, ironically enough, you know, with the off chance that I actually owned a Gamma Metatoad at the time. But yeah, so I got that, and then I also traded one of the final trades that I did of this entire thing, a Halloween Dusket for a Gleaming Ferriglyph and a Gleaming Bronze. I actually did this trade around 30 minutes ago at the time of recording this. So yeah, guys, those were all of my trades. Now it's time to, you know, get into a little bit of value stuff. So, there's obviously a lot of people who are upset about the fact that, you know, the trading community exists, you know, why should they have all these insane GR amounts for, you know, these Loomians? I mean, my Grinch right here is, you know, worth around, like, 500 GR, right? It's one of the only pure nimble ones inside of the entire game, you know, there's, like, 2 of them, right? And this thing is worth around 500-ish GR. A base Grinch can go for 450 GR, which is Gleam Rummings, if you guys don't know. And the entire reason for that, okay? Put it like this. Obviously, you have, you know, things like Gleaming Santa Ragoon and Gleaming Halloween Chachi. They are very old Loomians, right? They are from 2019, and as time goes on, these Loomians are going to be getting more expensive because there are more Gleaming Duskets and Gleaming Roamings found. However, this is not the only reason that a Loomian's value might increase. There's also things like traders themselves actually keeping a bunch of the same Loomian in their boxes for a while and actually attempting to raise its value. Because think about it like this, without supply, there's not going to be any demand. And let's say out of the 25 Grinches that exist inside of the game, somebody owned half of them, right? Well, obviously, the Grinch value would rise enormously, right? Because there's obviously going to be people who don't want to trade their Grinches, and there's going to be the, you know, off chance that one person wants to trade their Grinch. Well, then there's only going to be one Grinch on the market, and there's going to be, you know, how many traders fighting over the same Loomian? Well, obviously one person owns half of the Grinches, and everybody else doesn't want to trade them, so there's only going to be one up for trade. So that's kind of a simple way of obviously putting it. There's, again, a lot of stuff that goes into Loomians, you know, their entire value and all that stuff. Now, a great example that I like to use for this, obviously, is the entire thing of economy, you know, economics, and the dollar bill, right? So obviously, as time goes on, you know, more dollar bills are going to be printed, which is going to make things like, you know, houses and all that stuff go up in value, or just, you know, literally anything in general, right? Because, you know, obviously, if they're going to put more money out there, well then, you know, the cost of things is going to increase, right? Does that make sense? We can put this into Loomian Legacy terms and say that, obviously, a couple years ago, Grinch was around 50 GR. Now, that was a couple years ago. That was like, you know, let's say a year and a half ago, I'm pretty sure. Grinch was around 50 GR. Well, at the time, again, there were not as many Gleaming Roamings back then as there are now. So obviously, it would be worth less. Now, it's been a year and a half, and there's been a couple events and all that stuff. People have found a lot of Gleaming Roamings, which is going to mean that the Loomian's value is going to increase with that, and obviously be worth more. So again, as time goes on, a Loomian's value is obviously always going to increase, and, you know, this, again, you know, we could go back to trading real quick. Definitely trade for things like these events, okay? Because if you hold these events for long enough, they are going to be worth a lot in the future. Because, again, there's not going to be as many of them around, and they're also just not going to be coming back, okay? A good thing to obviously, you know, put all of your, I guess, focus into is reskins, or, you know, things like colored ice eagles, stuff that you know is not going to be coming back. Obviously, Halloween Duskets, Gleaming Halloween Duskets, Gleaming Halloween Akazanes are not coming back, okay? It is basically kind of confirmed at this point. I mean, if they did, there would be a huge huge outcry, and obviously just would not make sense at all, okay? But yeah, that's about it for this video. You know, I kind of wanted to talk a lot of stuff about trading. Sorry this video is so long, but I just wanted to detail a lot of stuff in my entire journey, you know, becoming a trader, and also explaining some things that obviously I learned along the way, and just some things that I wanted to share with you guys. And yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to go to the like, subscribe. Also, go out there and start trading. You know, it's a fun little thing to do, obviously, with the 2-month wait that we have until Atlantean City, and who knows, you might as well, you know, I guess, get some rare Loomians in the process. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Also, if you find anything rare, or trade for anything rare, at me on Twitter with it, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.